Hello friends. Today we are going to make an icon bar. This is the first component in 100 days of code where I will try to make multiple components. We'll start with a simple one that is an icon bar and then we'll move on to complex control as we move forward. So and how does an icon bar look like? An icon bar look like something like this. So it's a horizontal bar with icons in it and we have an hover effect over here as well as a green color icon which signifies the active page perhaps at this point of time. It can be both a vertical as well as horizontal icon bar. So example of a vertical icon bar is this, where we have similar functionality, and this is a vertical icon bar. Both of these are relatively simple. In case you don't want to see me type, I will put in a link for GitHub in the description and you can just see the code. And in case you want to see my workflow and how we are going about designing this icon bar, then we can just we'll start now. Okay, so for the starter, we'll close this out and then we'll go to a command prompt. I have this PowerShell command prompt. I'm on Windows machine. Let me make a directory first. Let's name it icon bar and then I can cd into that directory. And after seeding into it, I can open Visual Studio Code by using the dot operator to open it in the current folder. I'll close this command prompt for the time being, we don't need it. And then I'll create a simple file called index.html, and then I'll need another file called style.scss. So I like to use Sass format. It's much easier to write CSS in that, and so I'll be writing in this SCSS file. And after I have both of these, then there is a bug in my Visual Studio Code, so I need to reopen this. Let me reopen this so that we have the extensions activated, which are not getting activated at this point. So so what you can see here is there are two extensions. One is the watching the SAS file in the folder, as well as the go live. So the go live is a web server which will provide us which will present this index.html file, and it will provide hot auto reload facility where whenever I make my changes and I save it, those will reflect in the browser instantaneously, and I don't need to I don't really need to uh, refresh the page, and this will all be taken care by the go live extension. The other is watch as SAS. If I click on this, it starts looking at the SAS files and it starts generating the CSS file. Now this CSS file I can use and I don't need to write direct CSS. I can just write SAS. So coming to index.html, I will start with the emit extension. If I put a bang operator, it gives me a template on tab. And as you can see, I'll give some title to it. So let's give it a title of, let's say, icon bar. And I'll save this and I'll do go live. Once I do go live, then this icon bar will show up. Let me reduce the browser width and increase the Visual Studio Code width. And then once we have this, so now as you can see, the index.html file is being presented and we can simply use this. I don't think it can continue to work. Let me close this so that we have ample code space. Now for the starters, I would need a div, and for the container, so let that div be icon bar, and then I will need an anchor tag because I want those icons to be clickable, and I want five of those. So what I'll write them in a bracket A, and I will put in a hash for the href, so the anchor tag is not going anywhere. And then I'll give it a class of icon bar underscore link. So I like to use BEM methodology for it, and That's why I have kept it as underscore underscore link. And when I will write my as SAS, then you'll see how easy it's to nest all the classes together. So then an italics for the icon, and let's give a class attribute which will have two. One is FA and then another one is FA dash. These are required for font awesome. And let's give it as a $1, and I'll close this. So you may be thinking, why do I have a dollar there? So I have that dollar there because I want the tab stop to happen. So as you know, these are font is awesome icon because they are preceded by FA. But before that, I have to include the font awesome icon. So for that, I'll come here and I will add link CSS, and I'll give the path to one of the CDN which host font awesome. So that would be stackpath dot bootstrap cdn.com slash, and what would that be, slash, and then that will be font awesome slash version number. I want 4.7 version, and then CSS, then the file name. So the file name will be font awesome dot min dot css, and I'll then link the other style.css file as well. Okay, so I will start with an anchor tag, and this anchor tag will be equal to href being equal to hash, so this doesn't go anywhere, and I will put in an icon bar dash dash link. So I am using a methodology of BEM methodology, so that's why I'm naming my elements like this. And inside this, I want an I tag and with a font dash home. So FA is basically an indicator for font awesome icons, and I expand this, and this way I'll get an icon. As I can see, this is the icon that we are getting over here. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy it 5 times. So let me copy this and copy this, and I am going to paste it 5 times, and now I have pasted it. So these are the same icons which gets repeated. So I'll simply change them into, and there seems to be some kind of okay, I don't know what kind of indicator is there, but let's not worry about that. There seems to be a kind of an underscore in between, but I don't know why is that. Okay, let's leave aside that, and we'll second one. So I'll search for home, and I am going to replace those. So I am going to change this to search. Then I am going to change this to envelope, change this to so these are the three, and the other ones that I am going to change is let's make it as globe. I think globe is better. And then the last one I have pasted an extra, so let's make it as trash. Let me delete this. Selected, deleted. So I have these 5 icons now. So essentially, these are the icons, and that should be it. And I can format this. The shortcut code is Alt Shift F, and I have formatted this. Now I can put in the CSS. I'll go into style.scss file, and 3 things that I always do is the start is like I'll take the universal indicator, any pseudo element before pseudo element and any after pseudo element. For this, I'll do a mild reset. So what I do is margin, I make it as 0. Then padding, I also make it as 0. And then box sizing is I'll pick it as inherit. So when I make it as inherit, then I can go to this is other neat trick that I have learned HTML. I can put the font size as 62.5%. Why 62.5% is because the HTML element or the root font size is 16 pixel. 62.5% is equal to 10 pixel. And so my relative units like rem, one rem becomes equal to 10 pixel, which is easier to reason about and easier to work with. So then I come into body and I again do a box sizing and I'll make it as border box. So first we had inherit and all the elements will inherit box sizing, and because I'm making body as a border box, so all the elements inside body will inherit the property of border box. So with that away, let's now go to IconBar class, and because I have and I can mark the link class also like this as a nested class because I named it icon dash bar underscore underscore link, so that underscore underscore link is here and handle is representing the icon bar class over here. So I can nest them easily if I use the BEM convention. That's the idea. Now I will give a background color, let's say of hash 555. So I have the background color. Then I don't want so what next? Background color, probably I don't want overflow to be auto if there is any overflow. And I think that should be it. That's all the container thing that we want. And probably should I send I can let's just check if I can put in a color of white as well, and it doesn't work there. Yeah, we don't need to put it here. Okay, coming to the link, what we are going to do is how do we style the link? So first of all, I want to give a width and height to all the anchor element, and that's possible only because anchor, as you know, is an inline element, and inline element do not have a width or a height. So I'll make them as float first thing. I'll float them left so they become kind of an inline block element. And let me over here give a width of 100% so that it occupies the full width, even though it's a div and anyway it will occupy it. But we'll just keep it as 100%, and then I will give a width to each of the anchor element as 20% because we have 5. So total we have 5, and you can see that they are now evenly spaced, and we have 5 anchor tags on the top. Now I want all of them to be text align center because I want them into the center of the container, which is looking good. You may not be able to see it, so let me bump up the color to white, and let me make the font size as what do we do? Let's say 3 rem. Okay, so now you will be able to see them. I need, so they are stuck at the top. I'll put in a small amount of padding so that so for that padding I'll put 2 rem in top and bottom, and the horizontal I'll put 0. So from top and bottom we have now 2 rem, around 20 pixel of top and bottom padding, and this is how it is looking. Now I need to, for the hover state, so again I can put a hover state directly inside here. And for the hover state, I want this to be black in color. So let's see if, yeah, so we are having the hover state working. And then we have, let's put in, for the active color, let's go back to the index.html, and in the first one, let me add a class here as active. We can add this class using JavaScript also when we are making this as interactive, but right now just to show it, I'll add an active class and I'll make a background color of, let's say, green, and that should make it as green, and this should work. So this is a horizontal icon bar, and everything remains same. The only thing, if I need to change it into a vertical icon bar, is that I'll keep this background color like this. I will make this overflow as hidden, and then I will make, instead of float, I'll make display as block here. So as you can see, this is occupying the full width, but it has turned into vertical, and because there has been a padding top and bottom, let me change that padding a little. So I'll make it 2 rem on all the side, and then let me go to this. Instead of width of 100%, let's change it to, what should we give it? Let's give it as 7 rem. Let's see how does it pan out. Okay, sorry for that. Let's make it 7 rem, and okay. Probably I need to refresh this. Okay, there is a problem with this active class over here, and otherwise and it seems all the icons are not getting displayed correctly over here. Let's see what's missing. So icon bar overflow is hidden. Okay, background color is this, width is 7 rem. That's okay. Displays block, and probably, yeah, the width of 22%. We don't need that. And that should change it to a vertical icon bar with everything. And there is a slight, no. So everything seems okay. If I want to extend this all the way to the bottom, what I can do is I can just put in a height of 100 vertical height, and that should cover the entire vertical width. So this is how we are going to develop the any component, usually using Sass and index.html. And apart from that, this is how we develop an icon bar. And this is one of the simple items that we have started, and we'll move to more complex component in coming videos. Thanks for watching this, and have a good day.